welcome to Trash Talkin.
I'm Reg.
I'm E, and we took a little bit of a break during the biggest time of the season, which makes sense. So we have a lot to talk about. Obviously, your Broncos are not here anymore.
Still happy with the year we had.
You started off pretty hot too. Bo Nix had a 70-yard touchdown.
You know what? We were playing with house money, made the playoffs. Build on that.
Well, you hope the Bills fans circle their wagons for at least one more week.
Yeah,
2 more weeks now.
Well, this would be a disappointment if they don't win.
Yeah,
to me, they're the better team, but
we'll definitely
if they
talk
don't
about
win
that.
this time, again, it's another bad season.
It seems as though they think they've already won. From the talks of all the fans, it could be 60 minutes of heartbreak.
I don't know. I've watched a lot of the referees talking this week, and it looks like they think the Chiefs are going to win. So maybe they'll have a play in it.
Fingers crossed. Fingers crossed. Who would you be rooting for?
A couple of memes on Facebook.
You hate the Chiefs and you hate the Bills. Who are you going for?
Me?
Yeah.
I'm cheering for a lot of injuries and the Chiefs to win, but lose the Super Bowl.
Yeah, that's how I win with the NFC. I want to tie. So it was a terrible wild card year. The wild card round
Wild
sucked.
card's always bad.
But the people were talking about how this year proved you don't need the 7th team.
You don't.
Which I know last year everyone was excited that the Packers beat the Cowboys and all, but I don't know
for money.
Yeah, I don't know if you need the 7th team anymore.
It's all for money. Again, they tweak things that is just about money. It's got nothing to do with anything else.
Yeah.
But 7th team against the 2nd seed, it makes it interesting because now there's only one bye. So it really makes you play harder. But go back to 16.
Yeah, that's what everyone was talking about.
In all honesty,
it didn't make sense.
I mean, somebody's going to be mad because they miss it, like the Bengals were or whatever. But it's hard for the 17 to get in.
Yeah.
And really, it's just an extra game for the 2nd seed.
Yeah.
Yeah,
they could use a bye.
Yeah, they could use a bye. So it does that. But the wild card, I mean, Chargers and Houston are horrible.
Oh, my God.
The Chargers showed who they were. I guess it doesn't matter who the coach is.
And maybe at some point it's the quarterback. It's not making big plays.
If that was Dak, he'd be questioned.
I'm so tired of not hearing Justin. He's Josh Allen 2.0.
Yeah.
They got the same PR team.
Yeah, he's done nothing in playoffs.
It's ridiculous.
And they've
can't believe I
lost
keep
games
having
that
to say
they
it.
shouldn't have lost.
Herbert, that pick that kind of ended the game where he airmailed it. Yeah, what do you have? 3 picks? I don't.
They were
time
up
to start
6-0.
blaming
It
people.
was a boring game.
It sucked.
And a snap over Stroud's head on 3rd and 17. It changed the whole game. Houston were done there. They would have punted from their end zone. It was unbelievable. But again, I thought they were overrated. I thought Pittsburgh was overrated. And Denver's probably overrated. So the AFC
I don't think Denver.
great.
I don't think Denver.
They underrated and played better.
They could have played
overrated all year.
Pittsburgh was overrated all year.
I think Denver played. I mean, I don't think anyone
They
expected
just couldn't get off the
the
field.
Broncos
They
to
didn't
win
play
that.
that bad, though.
No.
I mean, it wasn't like
They didn't get embarrassed.
The difference with the Bills this year is they don't turn the ball over.
yeah.
That's
Well,
right.
give
That's
them.
the
Give them.
difference.
They got a
but
week.
That's the difference. He didn't have
No.
to play hero ball 2 weeks
That's
in
the
a
thing.
row.
Yeah.
And he's learned-
Especially against
he's
Ravens.
learned-
He threw for 127 yards last week and they won.
But I mean, now we'll kind of shift the divisional round, especially against the Ravens. He did not play hero ball
No, that's what I mean.
at all. He was very mediocre.
Put it this way, the MVP for the Bills that game was Mark Andrews. So
Yeah.
they couldn't have played too well.
Yeah.
Jackie Smith is smiling somewhere. in the-
Allen did not look good week 2. I didn't think he looked good at all. It wasn't that he just didn't have to play hero ball. I
Lamar
just didn't
hasn't
think he
played
looked
great
good.
either.
Lamar doesn't play good.
Lamar
in the
didn't
playoffs.
play great either.
But even the first game against the Steelers, Lamar was nothing
He
special.
missed
It was kind
Derrick
of
Henry wide open against the Bills. He had
Yeah.
Derrick Henry for a touchdown. He underthrew him. He was wide open.
Yeah.
And even the pass to Mark Andrews on the 2-point conversion, it was low.
Yeah,
In
you
those
gotta catch
conditions,
that
that's
ball.
a hard catch.
You got to catch that ball.
Yeah.
I know you do.
He
but-
sort of went like this and he waited
Yeah.
and waited.
No,
and
it
he
was-
threw
it
like a
was-
dart.
I wouldn't even threw the ball. I would have just ran the ball.
But you were right about Jared Goff.
I know. Oh my God, I
You
feel
have been
vindicated.
right about him.
Then-
I feel vindicated. I went to the gym with Nate yesterday, and I haven't seen him because we didn't even get to watch that game because we were with the boss.
Oh, we were at Springsteen.
Springsteen was on stage, so we were just kept checking the score. And I've been telling him all year, I don't trust non-special quarterbacks in the playoffs when you need to have it, and he didn't.
And he's making Sean McVay look smart.
Yeah, well, absolutely.
And when I watched the press conference the day after, Dan Campbell, the way he was, I think he feels guilty because he might have blew their best chance to get to the Super Bowl the year before against San Francisco by coaching like that. And that's why you can't coach like that in playoffs.
The regular season's fine.
The regular season, if you want to be that stupid, that's fine. But you don't get those chances every day to get to a Super Bowl.
Yeah, in week 10, there's always a week 11. And
So there's
divisional
2 years
round
they've had to get to a Super Bowl. This year with home field.
And this year with, I don't know if anyone besides me has hope for the Cowboys because I'm a fan, but like the Cowboys were hurt. Niners were hurt.
Yeah.
No one else looked that good. Like the Commanders were
falling
coming up.
into Philadelphia's lap right now.
Oh my God.
It is falling right to them.
Sick.
Who would have thought that the NFC East would have the 2 teams left in the championship game?
Again,
Come on.
if you're looking at the championship game, take my advice. What I always say, I trust a special quarterback over a non-special quarterback. I trust Jaden.
I would trust Jaden
way over Jalen.
Hurts.
And Jalen has not looked good at all in the playoffs anyways.
You take Hurts had a long touchdown run last game against the Rams.
Yeah,
He didn't do
it was
much
a nice
other than
play,
that.
yeah.
And for some reason, Brown's not getting any passes. I don't know how they
Because
can
they don't
read it.
what's going on?
Has to be.
He's an ass.
Holy
Has to
cow.
be. He's an idiot. He reads books on
He's
the
an
side.
idiot. That was
Well, what is that?
He's a
Motivational.
He's a
book.
baby.
But they got Saquon. Saquon's awesome.
He saved them. He's the only reason.
I'm not even an Eagles fan. When he started hitting his head on that run, when he started smacking his head, I was even like kind of excited. I was like, "That's awesome. This
You
guy's
know what?
cool."
He wasted his talents in New York. This is a great motivation for him.
Well,
but without him, they're not even close.
I don't even know if they make the playoffs.
Same with Jalen Carter. He's just playing.
He's been
he
awesome.
Won that game.
He won that game for
This
him.
guy has been a beast. And they lost to Kobe Dean too.
He's a good linebacker.
Again, that's going to be a great game. I don't see either team blowing anybody out.
No, because like I know the record is different, but at both times they played, it was good games. Washington won one, Eagles won one.
Hurts didn't play the last game.
Yeah. But I don't think that's
he's
that
not a
much.
factor,
I don't think that's that much of a drop off. So it's going to be an interesting NFC Championship round. Obviously, Mahomes gets back to his AFC Championship. Him and the refs.
But he's an embarrassment right now. He's showing the refs up. He knows he gets the calls.
Oh yeah.
When he runs to the sidelines and does that,
I look at it like
these
James
guys
Harden.
should be able to hit him.
Yeah, they will. Someone's
He
going to
showed
hit
the
him.
ref up, and he wants to get hit because he knows he's going to get a flag.
I look at it like what James Harden was doing for those couple years when he knew he was getting
They
every
changed
call.
the rule when
the flopping
basketball
thing.
players were going up to
shoot. The shooting motion. They
They
changed
end
the
up
whole
changing
thing.
the rule because of that. They got to change rules now.
I think, I don't know how you even change it, though. I don't know how you change the...
And what makes me laugh the most is because you got these clowns in the booth and, they'll review something. Oh, instead of 3.5 a yard, it's 3 1 foot. Oh, way to go. That's a huge one. But 15-yard penalties, we can't review them. We don't want the game to go on. And the one idiot that's the head of the refereeing said, as soon as the quarterback's head goes back, okay, I don't know if this guy ever took physics in school, but when you got a 270-pound guy running at you and hits
head's
you,
gonna go back.
your head's not going to stay like this.
Yeah.
Your head's going to go back.
Yeah.
Even wherever he hits you, your
Yeah.
head's going to snap back. And that was the first call they called. The ref was in perfect position because it would have been fourth down. The Chiefs would have had a punt.
Mm-hmm.
The second one, they hit each other, Houston. The two guys collided, hit each other. Mahomes was laying on the ground. He's laughing at him.
They give him every call. They
give
do.
him every call. And that's why if I was the Bills, I'd be worried.
I'd be worried for every reason if I were the Bills. Just the fact they can't beat them.
But again, Houston, they knew they were going up against the rest before the game.
Well,
it's sad that teams actually.
But they didn't. They also didn't play good enough to combat the
They
refs.
outplayed them. You take the special teams away.
I know, but
You take the special teams, or you take that kicker away, and it's the kicker missed 2 field goals and an extra point.
Yeah.
The opening kickoff, they let the Chiefs run it all the way back to get a field goal. So there's a lot of points there. The Chiefs didn't deserve to win that game.
I again am of the belief that the Chiefs saw the Texans on their side and went, whatever, next week. Like they just I don't care.
And the calls are going to get worse now because now Taylor Swift has Caitlin Clark.
Caitlin Clark's in there.
They're going to want them in New Orleans. I'll tell
You
you.
gotta bring
Right
the
now.
fun in that booth. You got everybody.
Bring everybody up there. That'd be nice.
And you can't tell me
There's that
they
Caitlin.
didn't want Houston in the championship game.
Well, I didn't want Houston in the
in the
championship game.
AFC, they love if Jackson plays Josh Allen and the winner plays Mahomes or Burrow's in there. That's what they want.
Yeah, I was gonna say,
They don't want the Houston Texans. They got
got
exactly what they want.
Well, I mean, I think before this year, people would have wanted the Houston Texans because it would have been the Stroud thing. But
They're not
he
a
didn't
big
do
draw.
anything. No, he didn't do
They're not a big
anything.
draw. They're not an exciting team to watch.
No.
They want those quarterbacks in the AFC for as many years as they're going to be in there.
They
That's
could get
what
him. They
want.
could get him for the
They're
next
gonna be.
4 or 5.
Burrows will be there next
I was gonna
year.
say Burrow will be back.
I would like to see him.
Lamar. I
be there.
don't know if Lamar will ever win one, but he'll be in those contentions.
The NFL
feel bad 'cause
the NFL has a bad look now, and everybody
How
knows
bad?
it. It's pretty bad when the next day Everything on your phone is about
The refs.
And it's always a Chief game. It's got nothing to do with any other game. It's always a Chief game. And, last night I was watching the WWE and a Kansas City Chief game broke out. So I don't know what happened there, but it's a bad look for the NFL.
I do think the refs just in general are horrible. Like, I know Mahomes gets the calls, but I watch, in every game I see some calls. Like, I don't know what you're doing.
Lamar Jackson got tackled 5 yards out of bounds. Hip tackled the boot.
Hip trap, yeah.
And nothing.
No
I
penalty.
couldn't believe it.
Jared Goff got cleaned on an interception return for a touchdown right in front of the ref.
Nothing.
And that's one rule they put in to protect the quarterbacks is after an interception.
Yeah.
See, that's what it is. It's the inconsistency. If you're consistent and you do it to everybody, then nobody's going to. But you can't just do it to one guy all the time.
And I don't like that rule, they've earned the right for calls, because I never liked that in the NBA, and I don't like it in any sport. You don't earn the right to
I don't agree with it, but I think it's something that happens. Like, Brady did it, and, I mean, the only guy I've never seen do it is LeBron. They never got the call.
Mahomes knows so much that they get to that he flopped.
Right.
He did a nice little soccer flop.
I honestly never thought that the Patriots and Brady, anybody could get more calls than them, but Kansas City's getting more than they got.
Maybe. I was talking to my buddy about that the other day.
Were way better than teams that they were playing. Kansas City's not way better than
the Patriots. I think we forget how egregious some of the calls were. Like the Jacksonville game against the Patriots when Miles Jack picked up the fumble. The Raiders game, the tuck rule.
That started everything. That
started it all. That was a bad
There is no Mahomes moment where you go like in like the biggest moment of the biggest game where you go, remember that call? But there are like 5, 6 with the Patriots where you go, that was a horrible call. And then I maybe it's because I'm younger and I remember the Jacksonville one more vividly than any other ones. That Jacksonville one is the worst call I've ever seen in my life because Jacksonville, that was a fun year, and they were going to go to the Super Bowl with Blake Bortles, and they got it just ripped from him.
And I'll tell you one thing, the one guy I enjoyed listening to more than ever, and he speaks the truth, is Troy Aikman. Good for him and Joe Buck.
Except when he does Cowboys.
Saying the truth.
Except when he does
but
Cowboys.
for saying the truth.
Yeah.
All these guys, they clown around. They say, maybe
Troy got
they hit him late, and they'll go to the booth. And the guy in the booth will say, come on.
They can't lose
Troy
Aikman says the truth.
He's good. He's really
a
good.
quarterback, and he speaks the truth.
No, he's really good. And he crushed Jerry this week, too. Jerry Jones this week.
I know. Jerry said he's got to watch his plays.
Yeah, no, I love Troy. Troy always talks.
Your place is ahead of Jerry.
I'd rather listen to a guy like Troy Aikman than the guys that are going around the subjects, and that's what it seems to be in the booth.
Well, he's been there long enough. He feels he can say. Yeah. He's got his right to say.
And I hope the NFL realizes that now that teams want quarterbacks to run more than ever, I don't care about the slide rule.
Yeah.
They're open season now.
Yeah, once you run.
These guys want that to happen, you're open season.
Yeah, once you run. Yeah.
And this bothers me the most is defensive guys can't hit or, hit you late or whatever. But if a running back or a quarterback standing up, 6 guys can push them for 10 yards and get the extra 10 yards. But if a guy hits any offensive player a little later or a little aggressive, flag. But offenses can put 10 guys behind you, push you up the middle for 3 yards. I hope somebody breaks.
They got stuff they're gonna have to work on.
They're blowing the whistle for. It used to be they would blow it dead. Now they just let a guy. They're gonna push him all the way to the end zone. They don't care.
Yeah, they're gonna have to fix that.
What I hope happens is the defender goes low on the guy's knee because if you go up, they're pushing you. So you got 6 guys pushing against 2. How are you supposed to stop it? Go down, go low on their knees.
That's all. What it's going to take is an injury to stop all that. Yeah.
It's going to take because everybody does the
push. Yeah.
But again, the Baltimore Ravens, you have Derrick Henry.
Yeah.
You have 2 2-point conversions. He doesn't get the ball once, or you fake it up the middle to him, and Lamar runs.
Yeah, that should have been a read or something.
They never went to him all year. They said 7 2-point conversions, never went to him once.
And Lamar barely ran. He did what he did last year.
Derrick Henry got
better. He looked great in the second half.
See, you brought up a good point. I don't get this. 2 years in a row, Lamar is one of the greatest runners in our time, and you should be balling him out the whole game.
They're trying to prove a point.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, they're trying to prove a point.
And do you realize that play they did? 3 years in a row, it didn't work. Last year against Pittsburgh, they did the same play to Mark Andrews, missed.
Yep.
The year before, it was against Green Bay. Exact same call,
but
it was Tyler
Huntley. Tyler Huntley, I was going to say.
Playing,
Tyler Huntley.
but it was to Mark Andrews. Exact same play. Really? All 3 failed.
Well, that shows you,
It shows you how stupid they are.
Maybe Harbaugh needs to be out. I don't know. Maybe it's time to change something.
Like that offensive coordinator's, God's gift to
coordinator. Well, he is during the regular season. I don't know how
they lose their identity in the playoffs.
It's just because I don't know. You got to stop trying to prove a point, and he's going to get it. Maybe he gets his MVP, but it means nothing. I don't know if that MVP means anything anymore.
What-
He'll get what? It'll be his third MVP, and it'll be like no Super
They
Bowl.
turned the ball over 3 times and still should have won that game, or basically could have won a
And
game
it was
with 3
He
turnovers.
had 4 picks all year, and he was good all year, and then he threw that egregious.
And the
like,
fumble was his fault.
Yeah,
too.
he just dropped it.
But if you
pretty
notice,
much.
the fumble on there was right after Mark Andrews dropped the first down pass that
Oh,
could
yeah.
have been around the 10-yard line of the Bills. So, Mark Andrews did.
Andrews did not do it. Yeah, he didn't.
He's
help
a
out.
great player.
He's
so,
great.
People got to lay off.
And he's getting threats.
That's stupid.
Freaking
People think it's soccer. Yeah.
It's a
Darren Orlovsky, though, after the game, tweeted, "Oh, you're a loser if you blame Mark Andrews or Lamar Jackson for this game." I do blame both of them for this game.
They lost this game, but they're still great players.
They're great
you can't
players.
Go by one. You can't go
They're
by
good.
one.
They're great players,
Still be a
but
great player and
you
have a
can
bad.
you can definitely blame them and
Nobody
start going.
feels worse than Mark Andrews.
That's the thing.
guarantee it. Nobody.
That's the thing about death threats. Like you think the guy who this isn't his
and
job.
good for him. He didn't talk to the media right
Yeah,
after
he
the game.
took a
'Cause You
minute.
don't need to talk to people after games.
You also
Stuff
say
like
stupid
that
things,
happens.
maybe if
Yeah.
you feel like, I don't
So
know.
you know what? Good for him by
He
not.
put out a nice.
He's put out a nice thing the other
He
day.
waited a while. Put
Yeah.
his lumps. But
You know,
Lamar kind of threw him under the bus a little bit.
I didn't like Lamar's post
He
game
said,
conference at all.
We got to hold on to the
Yeah.
ball.
So and I get that after that he said me too. That's me included. I'm like, but still, like
But it's sort of
I don't know. He could have just said
pinpointed on him. Though.
Yeah, exactly.
That's
if like just self awareness and I know how bad I've been in the playoffs and if I'm Lamar, I would have just said it's on me. This game's on me. We got to be better. We can't get over the hump because they can't. Like I don't know. I don't know what it is.
I
He's a
think
great
their
quarterback.
window is going to close a lot faster than Buffalo's because
Maybe.
Buffalo's proving now with Josh Allen they don't have the greatest of talent, but they know what they're winning. And with him, you're going to win. Until he's gone, they're going to win 10, 11 games.
But I need Bills fans to make up their mind. Is Josh doing it with nobody, or is this the best team they've had in years? Because Bills fans tell me every from each side. They go, "Oh my God, Josh Allen is carrying this team. This is the most all-around team we've had in
It's the most
10 years."
all around running
But-
game.
So then they got to stop doing the Josh is carrying a terrible team. Then
The problem is, and you'll see with a lot of receivers, Diggs was a problem there.
yeah,
He didn't want to win. He wanted yards.
Yeah, he wanted
he
yards.
caused problems more than helping.
Yep.
You got all these receivers now on that team. What did they get Amari Cooper for?
he's doing nothing.
What good is he? Just an extra body?
This is what he did for us when we were in the road
No
games.
catches.
Yeah.
Coleman, the rookie, one
Yeah.
catch, and they won the game.
I will say this as
Shakir's good.
observer.
Shakir's good.
Josh, yeah, he didn't have the number. Josh's presence, the leadership he provides. Say what you want. Him and Baker Mayfield, they bring this leadership that not everybody brings to a team, and that you don't have to go.
I'm just saying, Josh is the only one who gets that.
He's learned how not to turn the ball over.
Yeah,
He's learned.
but he's the only one who can have a really bad game, and then we go, but his leadership. Like anyone else has a really bad game, and we go, yeah, bad game. Josh has a bad game. We're like, he was 16 for
I think
27 to
Cook-
166
I
yards.
think Cook's the
That was a really bad
Cook
game.
has helped that team out a
Yeah.
lot.
He
And
looked-
they
he
got
looked really
Davis,
good.
too. They got running
They have
backs
good
that'll
running
get
backs.
you
They have a
yards.
really good
Their
offensive
offensive
line.
is
Yeah.
great.
Yeah, defense looked good.
Yeah, you know,
I mean,
on his back.
If they don't turn the ball over, I can't see them not beating Kansas City. Put it that way.
Logic points to the Bills winning, but I just don't look at logic anymore. I never picked the Warriors when they were against. I picked LeBron every time, and I lost every time in those finals. But I don't know. I can't pick against that guy.
And I've
Like
told
Brady.
you guys for years that the NFL has been the most fixed sport, and the Houston game proved it. The line went from 8.5 to 9.5, and they were up 9 with 22 seconds left. And this is after blocking a field goal. And the refs did such a good job for Kansas City to win the game. They got a call down and said, "Holy man, you guys were so good, but hey, we didn't want them to win and cover. We just wanted them to win." So if you watch the highlights, Mahomes on 2 kneel downs, you don't need to go back 10 yards each play. Just kneel down. You've given up 1 touchdown all game. He went back 20 yards, and then with 21, 22 seconds left, you have your punter run backwards 40 yards to kill 5 seconds and give up a safety and win by 9. Now, that made no sense at all. Don't tell me you thought they were going to get 2 touchdowns, a block punt, an onside kick, and then another touchdown in 16 seconds, because there was nobody back for Houston.
Yeah, but you always see people do the run back.
Yeah, but this was a little...
I'm not sure that.
This had-
I'm not sure that.
This had a lot...
It does question it when it puts it below the spread.
Just put it this way. For years, they've said the NFL makes Vegas more money
Oh, yeah.
than the rest of the year they can lose on other sports. The NFL pays for everything else. And that's only 17 full Sundays.
Yeah.
So what does that tell you about the NFL? And that sort of proved a little bit more this week.
Maybe. I don't know. I don't know about all that. I'm not going to
I was never a conspiracy theorist, but
confirm it. But
makes you wonder.
it is a theory out there. Let's move on to who has the most to gain, who has the most to lose. This is a big weekend for it. Let's go first with you. Who has the most to gain this weekend?
The most to gain?
Yeah.
Well, I'll tell you one thing. If the Washington Commanders get to the Super Bowl
Yeah.
with a rookie quarterback who I think is going to be unbelievable, the sky's the limit for that team.
Yeah.
They got a new coach. They got money to spend.
New owner.
They have new owner, decent team, like
Yeah, it's a good team.
a lot of good
Around them,
players. They're playing with
why.
host money.
Yeah.
You know,
Absolutely agree.
The most to gain, Mahomes will be a goat.
I
He
was
gets
gonna say,
back there again.
He's a goat.
He's a goat. If
Yeah.
he takes this team with the offense they've had, they haven't scored as many points.
Yeah.
If this team gets there, it's because of him.
Yeah.
Now, the most to lose, the Bills again.
I was gonna say,
It has to be.
It is.
How many years can you get there before? I mean, that's the Lions. 2 years in a row they had it. Eventually, you're not going to get to the AFC Championship game every year.
Yeah.
You're going to have, Burrows and that.
Yep.
They got a lot to lose. Kansas City's got nothing to lose because they're going to say, well, how many times
can they do it?
The Eagles got a lot to lose because everything fell in their lap.
Yeah.
Detroit lost. They get home field advantage. They're
Yeah.
playing a team that, 12
No one thought
wins,
would be
they're
there.
succeed. But I mean,
No one thought.
You
Yeah.
know who's going to enjoy watching that game?
that's going to be.
Jerry Jones,
Yeah.
Dan Quinn, Kellen Moore, and we
right.
probably could have got Saquon if we went for him. I don't know if he would have come down.
Just look, Just look what the Eagles have drafted, how good they are. That's why they're there.
Yeah.
Again, I wouldn't trust Jalen Hurts to win this game.
No.
He's got a bad knee from
Yeah.
whatever.
He's been
They're not
banged
throwing
up.
the ball well.
Yeah, he doesn't.
Barkley's going to have to win this game. And I think for Buffalo, Josh Allen's going to have to win the game.
Yeah.
I think he has to throw more to win the game. I think Kansas City's going to stop Cook. But I think if Buffalo could just stop Kelsey, which we say that every game. But
Yeah, I was gonna say,
if you could stop
seems easier
Kelsey,
said than
I
done.
think Buffalo, their defensive line is coming on. The pass rush, as long as they don't hit Mahomes when they have a chance, I think they win. But there's a lot more pressure on them
Well, yeah.
to win.
Yeah. So the most to gain, you could go. You can go Jaden because he would probably be a top 5 quarterback if he goes to the Super Bowl in his first year. I'd probably put him in my top 6, top 7. But the most gain is Mahomes because if he gets to a Super Bowl and he wins, you could definitely say he's the greatest. Like I know that a lot of people could still say Brady, but you wouldn't be crazy for saying that like Mahomes is the greatest already.
And they're two totally different quarterbacks.
That's
One
the
was
thing.
just a drop back passer back in the day. The
Mahomes is the make the
quarterbacks
offense.
now is
It's different.
it's a different style.
It's totally different, but like he's 29. He would have 4 Super Bowls. He would have 5 appearances.
Oh, it's unbelievable.
It would be. You could definitely call him the greatest of all time if he wins this game. Andy Reid has a lot on the line. He's 3 playoff wins away from Belichick's all-time
Just
playoff
think
wins.
the Eagles had him.
I was gonna say the Eagles had him.
Eagles had him.
Andy Reid 5 years ago, 6 years ago was like a choker in the playoffs, and now he would have 4 Super Bowls. That's huge for him. So Mahomes and Reid to me had the most to gain. Jaden again has a lot to gain. Allen could walk out of Arrowhead being considered the best quarterback in the league. I wouldn't consider him that, but if he wins that game, pretty quickly the narrative can shift to him being 1 and Mahomes being 2. I know Bills fans are waiting for that. And he also has the most to lose, Josh Allen. Josh, 60 minutes of football could change the whole narrative on the season from him being the MVP and dragging this whole team to you couldn't do it again. And it's unfair.
It's done to death.
Yeah, it's really unfair.
done to death.
It's not fair, but it's like, how are we thinking about Lamar
Normal,
today?
same
We're not
thing.
thinking about 41 touchdowns, 4 picks this season. We're thinking about that last Mark Andrews play and that pick and the fumble.
That's right.
Like, it's unfair, and that's why it's so much fun, because it could change.
And the problem to me is the AFC. It's so hard to get there.
Yeah, you can
The
just
AFC
never
is
get back.
way better quarterback wise. Like you
Well, yeah,
got Jaden
obviously.
Daniels on the other side.
That's all.
He's the best
Yeah,
young quarterback by far.
He's the you can
you
say
got
now he's
Jordan
the best
Love around
quarterback
there.
in the NFC.
Yeah,
I think you
I
can say
would
that.
think so.
Yeah, you can say it now.
I can honestly say he's
He got to an NFC Championship game. And he was
5
amazing.
or 6, like you said now.
I would have him. Yeah,
And he's only going to get better.
He's 23. I was like he's young, and the NFC is not like this quarterback packed conference.
Exactly.
Because like I love Dak, but he's probably 2. Like that's not good if Dak's your second best in the conference. For me, it would go. I can't pick Jordan Love. I wanted to, but I can't. Like after
No.
so I'd go Jaden, Dak, Baker. That's a really weird top 3. compared to Mahomes, Allen, Lamar.
Burrow's 4.
Burrow's 4. Burrow would be 1.
Burrow would be 1.
Herbert, as much as I just crushed him, would probably be 1 or 2 in our.
I think
conference.
Daniels is better than him already.
I do too.
Hey, where's Stafford enough? He's pretty
No,
good.
I
Stafford's
don't
very
like
good,
Stafford
but-
that much.
And
I
that's
probably have 4 or 5.
again the Eagles-Rams game. You guys were away. They have
I
to
watched
change
that
this.
one. We watched
They
that.
have to change a rule about an incomplete pass. Stafford. With
Oh,
his
they're-
head down, and he goes like this.
That's so wrong.
Incomplete pass.
That
No,
was so wrong.
a pass should
That was
be
horrible.
somewhere like
Yeah,
this.
You can't do that.
Yeah, that was
Not when your head's on the ground
But
and you're like
he
this,
also-
and, oh, but he flicked
I'm
it in
just
the
saying,
air.
if he flicked it like this, shouldn't that
They
be?
gotta switch that.
Shouldn't that be a
Going down,
backwards?
all you gotta do is go,
That's
Shouldn't that be considered a lateral, like a fumble? Like,
Should be
shouldn't
a
that-
fumble.
Yeah.
That should have been a fumble.
That's not an incomplete pass. The NFL is so offensive
Yeah.
oriented, and they protect the quarterback so much. That's not an incomplete pass.
I'm not even
That's an
sure.
embarrassment.
I'm not even sure in the rules that would show as an incomplete pass. So I think what he did would
Oh,
just
they
show
go to the
as.
booth and the clown says, "Well, he flicked his wrist forward. His head's on the ground.
Yeah, yeah.
He's about 2 feet off the ground. Oh, but he threw it near a guy's feet.
No, what? There was nobody there. They showed there's nobody there. Who's he throwing it
It's
to?
an
I think
embarrassment.
it was intentional ground.
That was
It's an embarrassment.
That was
what
bad.
they've done that, and they picked it up and ran it back for a touchdown.
That should have
They
been.
got to switch these rules. The quarterbacks don't do this.
Yeah.
Stuff. Just take a sack.
Yeah.
But these guys now, he was in the throwing motion. No, they're not. Their heads on the
I was
ground.
gonna say.
You know, come on.
Yeah, no, that
Enough's
was
enough
bad.
with a incomplete
Yeah,
pass
yeah,
and
that was
going to the thing. Like that's an embarrassment. I feel sorry for defensive players. They can't do
Can't do
nothing.
anything.
You can't hit the quarterback. Then when you got him and his head's facing down and he flicks
They
his
could just
wrist.
flick it.
Instead of getting a sack, it's an
That's
incomplete
sad.
pass.
That's veteran
And I was
Stafford.
cheering
though.
for the Rams, but
Me
that was
too.
a terrible call.
I mean,
Terrible.
I think everyone was cheering for the Rams. I don't know if anyone
They
else
played
had
a great
Philly.
game in the snow. They
Yeah,
came
they
down to almost having
no,
a
they almost
chance.
had
They
it.
almost
You know.
pulled it off.
And I don't trust the
Other
Eagles
than-
kicker either.
Oh yeah, I know. And he used to be like.
He's usually good, but he missed
great.
2 extra points.
Yeah.
He's a little iffy in my eyes.
Didn't they take a penalty at the end?
Yeah,
At the 10-yard line, killed him.
killed him too. Yeah.
Yeah,
They were
no,
right
it was
But-
but I don't think the Rams would have competed. I think Rams Commanders would have been weird. It would have been a weird game.
that?
NFC Championship game. That would have been a really
That
weird
would have
game.
been my attention to that home field.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Just figure that out. They would have actually been the home team.
It would have been the team of destiny.
Yeah, exactly.
But yeah, it's gonna be a really fun championship weekend.
2 even games.
2 really good games. I don't think the Eagles are that much better than the Commanders. I think that'll be a really fun game.
I see. I hate to say it, but both games coming down to who has the ball last.
I hope so. That's always fun. And man, Bills fans have built it up way too much. It could hurt really
It's
bad.
gonna hurt if they lose.
It'll hurt. Like they are building this up. Like if you talk to Bills fans, they're not even thinking of. They're thinking, oh, we
They're
got
going
this.
to New Orleans already. There's
It's
people
really
that
weird.
are trying to buy tickets already.
And so
We
people,
already on our championship weekend
yeah,
prediction.
it's pretty close. People ask me why I hate the Bills so much.
It's the fans.
It is the fact that you have done nothing and you act like you've done everything.
But I know people that are actually saying, wanting to get tickets to go to New Orleans.
Get them.
You
Get them
haven't
today.
won yet.
No, get them today. I want you to get them today.
Wait till you're there and then talk.
Get them before the game.
We're going to put the link at the bottom. So you
Get
can
them
find
before
it.
the game. Get them before the game.
Because they have a history of building their
All they do.
fans up and then
That like
Max.
seriously, if I can teach you anything as a Cowboy fan, like just shut up and watch the game and
Okay,
hope.
but here's what you guys are not understanding. There has been, well, I'm going to be 59 Super Bowls. There have been, what is that, 1970? 54 years in the NHL. They haven't won a thing.
Exactly.
They have to get excited.
No,
for
they
something.
don't.
But you're
No, they don't.
you can get excited, but you
No,
can't
they
be
don't.
sensible.
They do not have to be excited like
You
this.
can't be sensible.
Yes, you
when
can.
have nothing.
That makes no sense.
You're just
You have
dying.
nothing. You have to know that you've had
Oh,
nothing for
it's
59
hope.
years.
It's just, it's
No,
crazy hope.
no, it's
Yeah.
not. It's stupidity.
It is.
Again,
Same reason I was hoping the Sabres might do it.
And we're not surprised that they're not. We're like, oh, they're the Sabres. It's been 14 years like this.
what's Sean McDermott going to do if they take the lead with 20, 30 seconds left, 15? Is he going to know how to kick
It's good.
off?
Vietnam
Because
flashback.
now but now it's a different kickoff.
I know.
Is he going to know what to do? Have they
He's
practiced
going to second
that
guess
all
himself.
week?
Up.
Because it's
They
a
better
different
have.
system.
There
It's
better be a
different
13-second plan in practice.
But it's a totally
I know.
different system. That's
You
gotta
you
think.
can't. You have to go past what, the 40?
And I think they should go back to the old rules.
Oh yeah, obviously.
This hasn't
It's not
done
hasn't
anything
worked.
for the
Hasn't worked.
game. It hasn't made anything more exciting. It hasn't stopped injuries from occurring.
Yeah, no, it's done nothing.
It's done nothing. I hope they switch back and make it a little more entertaining.
But this week of Bills practice should be like completely centered around what happens when Mahomes gets the ball back. It should be like we're up 7 points with 40 seconds left. Are we gonna play prevent defense like we did in 13 seconds? No.
Let's play something. You would think they would be.
They must be ready. It feels like they must be ready.
You have to be ready. I mean, you know it's going to be a close game.
And they have the better team, and they should not think they do. They do have the better team, but they should not be in the locker room saying, "Man, we got him this year." It should be. And I do think there is an element in sports of fearing the guy across from you. I think it's this weird psychological thing the Cowboys have with the Packers every time we see them, where it's like, last year we were light years better than the Packers, and it was like, there's the Packers.
I think
we can't beat
would
the
have been
Packers.
more scared playing Baltimore with Henry and Lamar.
But even then, like,
And they were-
you don't think Lamar sits in the locker room like, I can't beat this guy. Like,
Yeah.
even if you're confident, like in the back of your head, it's got to be like, I've never beat this guy. Yeah, even Allen, who's like, I never beat
If they
this
lose
guy.
this year, Buffalo, it's going to be in their head.
They'll still
Correct.
circle the wagons in 12
I know,
months.
but it's going to be in their head. I mean,
It should be in your head forever right now.
right,
Everything that's ever happened to you has been because of the Chiefs. You should not walk into it. It could be Mahomes and a couple of guys that pitch off the street. You should never walk into a game with him comfortable. Reid and Mahomes have owned him.
I don't think you're comfortable, but I don't think you're as scared of them as you were years ago where they could blow you out offensively.
Yeah.
They can't blow you out offensively.
No.
They couldn't score against Houston. So, to me, that's the difference.
Look for Allen to try and lateral a ball back like he did against the Ravens.
Yes.
Try to push. Like seriously,
You
look for him to make one of those
that.
moves where I know you haven't seen it all year, but look for him to make one of those really stupid moves where he's pressing.
Yes.
He tried to do it against the Ravens,
gonna-
and the guy grabbed his
lucky.
arm.
He's lucky.
He's lucky because he even said this week he was going to throw it back.
Oh, you could see.
I know he hasn't done it.
Smart.
Yeah.
He's got to play smart and not have his butthole all tense.
Just wait.
Okay.
Wait, everyone always used to wait for a Tony Romo moment. I'm waiting for my Josh Allen moment. I like Josh Allen. I'm waiting for my Josh Allen moment.
I guess I know who you're predicting. Who you pick for this weekend?
I'm picking
Give me the score too.
Kansas City reps. I mean, no. I think if Buffalo can't beat them this year, they won't. But I don't think they will. I think Kansas City win a close game. I just hope that it doesn't come down to bad calls because maybe enough it will be enough if this happens. Deep down Buffalo is thinking that now after watching the Houston game. Maybe don't hit Mahomes or what do you do? But I'll take Kansas City in a close one. And I hate to say it, but I'm going to take upset. I'm going to take Washington in a close one.
Yeah.
I just think Hurts will make a mistake or two.
Did you pick
where
score?
Daniels won.
What's the score?
Give me two
scores?
scores.
Score of the Bills game.
I'll pick Kansas City 23-20, and I will pick Washington 27-24. I think it'll be a little bit more high scoring. The weather's not going to be bad.
Okay, I'll go Chiefs 28-26 against the Bills. And I'll go Commanders. I'll go Commanders 24-13. I don't like Hurts, man. I don't know. I think he could have that moment where we all finally put him down and go, okay, you're not that good. When we need you, you're not that good. So we both have the same picks, Chiefs Commanders.
I'm gonna go with the Bills 31-23. Strange score, but 31-23. And I'm going with Cheating Daniels. I think they're gonna beat them pretty good. I think they beat them by 10. So I'm gonna go 27-17.
We got a choker over here.
27-17. He's good.
Okay.
Well, I just hope anybody Washington fans that are in the crowd, I hope they're safe in Philadelphia because if they get a lead, I'd be running for.
I'd leave.
I'd be running for the exits pretty quick.
Okay, who's your pick for this week?
Pick of the week,
pick of
I'll
the
take
week.
Washington plus 6.5. I think they're gonna win the game. I'll take the point.
Yeah, I'll take Commanders 2 plus 6.5. Who are you gonna take?
Well, I wanted to give you guys. We were worried about a little rusty, but we're 6-7. You picked the Broncos last time. Evan is 7-6 because he lost. He picked the Chargers. I'm 9-4. I lost. I picked Tampa, and I'm going to go with my pick of the week will be Buffalo over Kansas City.
All right, we got a fun week coming up. Hopefully, no refs.
Hopefully they're good games. I'm sure they will be. Usually championship Sundays,
Always fun.
the good games.
Hopefully, we got a Chiefs and a Commanders Super Bowl. Otherwise, it's lose for me if it's anyone else.
Yeah, well, either way for me, it's.
I was say there's no
It's
team
just
I really
chili
want to see
day.
win.
That's what I call it.
I was gonna say,
I don't
we
even
just have
call it
chili
Super
and
Bowl.
pizza.
I just call it chili day.
It'll be fun.
Chili
We'll just
day.
do chili and pizza. All right,
Oh, it's chilly.
all right, Bills fans. Good luck this week, kinda. Thank you for watching Trash Talking.
I'm Reg.
I'm me. We'll see you later.